Oh, another wandering lost soul has arrived. Come, no reason to stand around. Follow me. All will be explained in due time. Payment? You do. Check your pocket. All who come to me have always arrived with it. Check your other pocket. Yes, that is it. Hand them to me, please. 6 coins. It's not often a person is sent to me with 6. Oh no. The amount does not matter or hold any significance. Nearly all who arrive have 2 coins in their pocket. But whether they arrive with 3, 4, 5, or 6, it holds no weight on where I take you. Everyone will arrive at their destination. Now, if you may, please step aboard carefully. You have not realized yet where you are and who I am. Then you may as well take a seat. We're in no rush. Tell me, what do you remember before arriving here? Lying in bed, closing your eyes, waiting for yourself to fall asleep, and eventually your vision fading to black. I see. I would understand you thinking that, for many have thought the same. But no, I'm afraid this is no dream. This is all very real. When you finally lost consciousness, you didn't go to sleep. Or at least, not in the usual sense. To put it plainly, you died. Yes, in your slumber, you passed on. And once your soul had left your physical body, you were sent here, to me. Welcome to the river of passing. And I am the Ferryman. Please, no need for the language. I understand. This is hard to fathom, and it's normal for many to not believe it so. Come here, where the water is clear. I want you to take a look at something. Now, you see for yourself, yes? How would you describe it? You look different, healthier, perhaps a little younger as well. Upon arrival, it's normal for souls to naturally take on a form that they are attached to. Many who die at old age arrive here younger than they were, but there are also those who arrive looking as they did when they passed. For example, elderly humans could remain as such, or children who died young will arrive as children since they never had the chance to grow. Do you believe me now? That you passed on, and that you are no longer part of the mortal realm? Are you angry? Sad? As expected. Then you're not ready. I'm leaving you be, to come to terms with everything, and to calm your mind. There are also still others out here in the fog, some new, and some returning. They will require transport, so I cannot stay and wait for you. Of course, I can try to comfort you, give you words to ease your mind and help you in the process. However, I can only do so much for a person. It is up to them in the end how they choose to feel about this revelation. There is no need for you to worry, for we're in no rush. You have already given me the payment necessary for the ride, and I won't force you to come aboard until you're ready. Please, take all the time you need to think. You won't be the first. Oh, nothing else other than the vast expansive fog. So at least you won't be distracted. Should you choose to take a walk, you may even run into another wandering lost soul. Fear not, however. There are no dangers here. And whether you become lost in the fog, take years to come to terms with your death, or even decide to wait in hopes of reuniting with someone you know, in due time, you will find your way back. I will remember you, and I will have your seat ready on the skiff. Hello again. You have returned. Sooner than I thought. Have you prepared yourself? You are neither too late or too early, nor did you take too long or too little time. As I said, I am merely the ferryman. My duty is to transport souls to the afterlife once they pass. But I will only do so once they find themselves ready. I have no reason to force them if they are unwilling. Eventually, like death, passing on to the afterlife will happen sooner or later. So, I ask again, have you prepared yourself? Then please, take my hand and step aboard. Nobody else has arrived or decided to return, so it will only be you this time. Yes, what is it? I already told you who I am. I am the Ferryman. A name? I suppose you can use the name I was given by the Greeks, Charon. There are other names I went by as well, but Charon was the first, so that is what I usually use. Yes, you would be correct. This place, the river passing, is indeed the river Styx. Though like my own name, it too goes by others. The River of Hatred, the Blue River, the Sanzu River, and many more. You are mistaken. you confuse me with Death. He's a partner of sorts. He deals with the collection of souls from the human body, and he delivers them here to the river. Then, it is my job to ferry the many souls who arrive to the afterlife, such as what we're doing now. My looks? You're not wrong about my appearance being not what you expected. In the past, I used to look like an ogre. At times, a demon. And after that, for most of my existence, I took on the face of a decrepit, ugly old man wearing a ragged robe. While I have no need to care for how I look, I will admit, my past forms were certainly not pleasing to the eye, and it made those who I ferried feel uneasy. Eventually, I figured it best to take on the form as you see me now, and it has been successful in making people calm during the boat ride. Calm enough. There are those who, despite me allowing them time back in the fog to prepare themselves, they still sit upon this skiff with a heavy heart and clouded mind. Given their circumstances, it's to be expected. Everyone will take the news differently, but the fact remains that they have died, and arriving here is frightening to them. You have more questions? Then please, ask, and I'll answer to the best of my abilities. Our destination will be a while, and again, we're in no rush. A valid question. Many have asked as well, where we are going and what the afterlife is like. My answer may not satisfy you, however. Well, there is not much that I can say, for I have not exactly set foot there. My presence is needed here, for the river is my domain. I am the sole ferryman after all. Another valid question, but I suppose I should clarify what I mean. While I am the sole ferryman, I am not the only one with the task of escorting souls to a specific place. For example, you remembered I made mention of my associate, Death, and how he escorts the souls from the living to the river of passing? Indeed. While Death is the first being to think of, there are plenty more all over the world, through different lands and cultures, all of whom have the job of escorting the recently deceased to my domain. You may have heard of some of these beings and creatures in certain myths, folktales, and other stories, I assume. Exactly that, and many more of whom to mention. However, while there are many beings like Death who go throughout the world of the living, escorting the deceased, there is only one of me, one ferryman. You have no need to feel sorry for me. Much like life and death, this is just how things are. It is a rarity, but I do in fact get visitors. Death and other psychopomps do drop by on occasion, but those are few and far between. Well, what may feel like a brief period of time for us could feel like an eternity for you humans. Not that I blame them. Many of them tend to not stick around here in the River of Passing because of their tasks. And ironically, despite being exposed to death every day, some of them find my domain to be quite dreary. Oh, is that so? You find my domain to be unique and beautiful in its own way? Surely you are just being nice. This is your first and only time you will be seeing these waters. And while I have not set foot in the afterlife, I can guarantee that you will find it much more beautiful when compared to here. Truthfully, you are being honest. I see. I dare say, in all of my existence, I do not recall any mortal saying such things about this place. If anything, you and I share the same sentiments exactly. You are an interesting soul, I will say that much. Do you have anything else you wish to ask or say? Then please, make yourself comfortable. Our ferry ride is far from over. Yes? Of course. If something does come to mind, then please, feel free to speak. We have arrived. When you step off the skiff, follow the path that is lit with the blue torches. Eventually, you will arrive at the steps. To my knowledge, someone will greet you along the way and guide you up. Before I leave, do you have anything else you wish to ask me? None? No thoughts, apprehensions, questions, anything? Well then, this is where we part ways. To wherever you are sent, I hope you enjoy your time there. Remember, this is the afterlife. You have no need to worry about anything in the land of the living. I enjoyed our conversations today. Please, enjoy yourself, and welcome to the afterlife. Oh, you do have something to ask? I must have misheard. You wish to come back? I can't recall a time when I have laughed that hard. Forgive me. I did not wish to offend you and what you said. If anything, I am quite flattered that you wish to return here. No, it's not that I don't wish for you to return. I would not mind either way, whether you did visit or not. In truth, only fellow beings like myself and other psychopomps are permitted to come and go as they please in my realm. Deceased souls like yourself are simply here to be ferried, and once they arrive at these shores, then they are rarely permitted to return here. Please, no need to feel that way. This is my domain, and this is my role. Wherever you are going, it is a far better place to be than here. And I don't envy you in the slightest. Because, while I don't see what happens in the day-to-day life of the living, I have only heard what I can in passing, both from death and from those who I have ferried. Your lives, while certainly much easier now compared to aeons past, it is still a hard life to live. Many of you live with so many worries, so many things that will beat you down, physically or mentally. Some of the things I've heard from your kind can be quite unnerving, even for a being such as myself. With that being said, my role as the ferryman, it's a fulfilling one. I am able to deliver you all to a new beginning, where you can finally live freely and peacefully. Everything that was in your past life, you are not a part of that anymore. The fears, the stresses, the nightmares, all of that has no place here in the afterlife. Right now, when you walk down that path and up those stairs, enter with a smile and open mind, ready for what comes next. Okay? Good. If you do somehow find a way back here, then that would truly be a first, and quite a surprise for us all. Farewell, and if you do somehow find a way back, until next time. What an interesting soul they were.